Okay, awesome. So we've just had an acknowledgement of country. What I'm just going to do to encourage you just firstly is to join our Facebook. So if you just go to ELB Education Australia and simply like our page, you'll be able to follow all our webinars and our online tutorials. And when Alana and I are out at schools, we're creating educational resources all the time, and we're uploading them on a teacher exchange, if you like, on the application, which I'll show you how to access in the session. So by liking us on ELB Education Australia, it will allow you to do that. So I encourage you to do that when you're free. And let's just move on. So why Prowise Presenter? Look, Melody, it's completely for free, and that's what's awesome. It's not on our school service. It doesn't need to be. It's completely cloud-based. It used to be on our service, but now Prowise have made the application accessible to us through the server, and it's better. It just runs a lot more easily, and there aren't any bugs. It runs on every tablet, computer, laptop, or touchscreen. So regardless of what you have in your classroom, it'll be accessible for you and all the kids. There are free teaching resources that you can access, just like we used to have on the Smart Exchange. Well, we've got a Prowise Exchange, if you like, where there are teacher-produced resources like you and I and Alana that are creating resources and uploading them up there all the time. So that's wonderful. Any of your previous resources that you've created in Smart Notebook or any Microsoft applications and a whole lot more formats will be able to be converted into the application too. So that's wonderful there. It's completely free. It's safe. It's a friendly piece of software. It's so easy to use. You've got a huge digital toolbox too. So many interactive resources, which Alana and I'll show you today. Interactive learning. You can connect students with external devices, get to push out votes and quizzes and share your screen with them. So you can create an interactive collaborative learning environment. We've got real-time collaboration. The software has that capability as well, like a kind of like a live Google Doc, if you like, huge media library and unlimited storage. So that's all the reasons why you would create a Prowise Presenter account and use it in your classroom. I might just stop my video and just keep going here. Okay, moving on. So we know to organize a Prowise Presenter account, just simply go to the Prowise website and, like we said before, just register for an account. Now, when you get to open up the Prowise Presenter webpage, it looks like this. This is your blank page. Now, I'll just model for you on my presentation software what's what so that you're able to navigate through. On the top right, you've got navigation settings, and you've also got your navigation settings just here at the bottom. To go through the presentation, simply arrow forward and back. You've also got some zoom options, etc. here, which you can have a look at in your own time. At the top, you've got this toolbar here where you can go to the My Prowise website, and we encourage you to go to My Prowise when you get a chance. Lots of teaching resources on that. They're not Australian curriculum resources. Having said that, they are wonderful. And you've also got some guides there, instructions, reference guides that you can use. If you're after extending yourself a little bit more, open up the introductory lesson. And that way you can give yourself a little bit of PL when you're ready. Just to the left of that, you've just got a notification toolbar. That just tells you what's been open in the presentation. So that really just gives you an idea of the top and the bottom. Now in the middle here, you'll see you've got an edit toolbar. This that I'm moving around at the moment is your edit toolbar. It's basically a pencil case that you would carry around in the application. You've got some different writing tools, and we'll go through them on the second page, ability to type, to insert shapes, etc. So far we've got navigation at the top, navigation at the bottom, this edit toolbar, and the last toolbar, just on the bottom left, is everything media, lots of creative things, places to access your files, and your mouse. Now, your mouse in the application is just here. So if you pay attention to the bottom left, just over here, this is your mouse in the application. You've got your hand tool. Imagine you're right clicking and you're left clicking. This is your right and left click. You don't need a mouse in the application if you were using it on a panel. This is your mouse. So you'll see that I'm going to be switching through these all the time. Okay. Just give me a second. I've got a few technical issues.
While you're doing that, if there's any page you want us to stop on, So you can take a photo, just let us know.
Yeah, happy to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I might just move on. Okay, alrighty, so I'm going to introduce this toolbar for you just here. So this is your edit toolbar. Now, all you need to do is simply select the writing tool that you're interested in. You've got a pencil, you've got a calligraphy pen, and you've also got a highlighter. The minute you select one of those, you've got a color option that comes up here. Click twice on any of the colors and you get another option for your color toolbar. Now, just over to the left of it, you've got a paint tin. I'll explain that in a second, but just moving a bit further left, if you select on this option here, it just allows you to adjust your stroke size. So to have a thick line, simply draw what you need to. If you're after a thin line with your calligraphy pen, and it will be blue, there's your calligraphy pen option. You've also got a highlighter, which is transparent. Now, if you did want a fill, simply go over to select your fill, so that when you draw something, it'll actually get filled in. Now, if you're not interested in a fill, simply go to the top and get rid of the fill. You've got your option to erase. Just click on whatever you'd like to use to erase. You've got some basic maths tools just here. Clicking on any of those allows the tool to open. If you want to enlarge it, just simply go over to this double arrow here. If you want to delete it, just simply go over to the X. This is a count forward timer, so by pressing play, the counter moves forward, and you've also got a digital option as well. Just clicking that to get away with it. But you've also got some other tools here. You've got your ability to draw lines, create your handwriting grid if you like. You've got to choose your color. So choose your type of line, choose your color, and then just simply draw it. You've also got 2D shapes and 3D objects. Select your shape, select your color outline. You know, if you want to fill, make sure you choose that fill, and then just simply draw whatever you're after. Ability to type, click wherever you want to type. And again, if you want to highlight it, just simply highlight it like any Microsoft application. And then you get this option here for you to select a different font, to select a different size, or to do any other editing options. Now that's using this toolbar. So now you're fine with using the notifications and your navigation at the top, the bottom, and this edit toolbar. Now if you notice, now I'm about to select my hand key, my hand tool at the bottom. We call that the use tool. Now that's the mouse. I'm simply moving an object with that hand tool, the use tool. But if I want to edit anything, I've got to go into the select tool, which is next to it. Now imagine left clicking and right clicking. So I'm about to click on this. The minute I click on that, I get an edit option. So that's where either the right or the left click is allowing me to edit my work. And I'll just model that on the other side. Now remember, if you've got any questions, please let Alana know. Otherwise, I'm just going to move forward to the next part of the presentation. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to model the use of the mouse. Now, I might use parts of this toolbar, but probably not at this point, so I'll just move it to the side. My hand tool, my use tool, will allow me to move this image around. This tool, which is just next to it, will allow me to click on it and edit it. Now, if I want to delete it, I'll just simply delete it. If I want to lock it in place, just simply lock it in place. Pressing lock will now, if it was on the panel or on whatever device, I will not be able to move it. Now all I've done there, I'm going to go back to the edit option, is click on it, and I've just simply locked it. You'll see the padlock's locked. It's now unlocked. It's locked or unlocked. Now just moving forward a little bit more to the left. This is your option to link anything. Think as a paperclip as any way to connect something to this image. So clicking on it will allow me to add a building block. Now I encourage you to play with that. That's just a response to the students. Should they want to, should you as a teacher want a response to the children, assume that you had a particular question here and you wanted to ask the children to pick the beagle. I might choose a right answer as a response. So a little child goes up to the panel and clicks on it, and they simply get this response. So that's just a building block. Now to edit that, I'm back in the edit tool. As you'll see, I'm going to switch between these two all the time. Go over to the building block and simply delete it. I don't want it there. Now I can also link. I can add sounds, and I can also link an image to, or a particular URL. I can put any URL in there. We can go to a Beagle website, or I can also put a page link. Assume that when I click on the Beagle, I'd like it to go back to the Aboriginal page. So I might click apply there. So now if I go over to the hand tool and click on the Beagle, it will take us back to the Aboriginal flag. So that just shows you how to link. Now I'm going to go back to the edit tool, click on it, back to here, and I'll just disregard that. You can also add a frame. So have a bit of a play with these whenever you're ready. Now remember, to access this menu, you've just simply got to be in this edit tool. Now going over to the left, you've got your option to cut, copy, infinitely duplicate, and do all lots of kind of editing just over here. So again, just have a look at that when you have a bit of a, when you want to have a bit of a play. My suggestion is insert a shape and use this edit tool and do lots of things with it. And the more you play, the more you learn. So that just shows you that option with your edit tool, edit options just here. Now we'll just move forward. Now I'm going to now show you the last part of the toolbar. Just over here on the left, if I go over to the file, when I open the file, I can create a new file here. I can create a quiz. Now we're going to push out a quiz to you at the end of the session so you can see what the quiz is like. I can open a file here. I can save as, I can export, I can import, I can share and start a collaboration session. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you how to open. So if I open a file, I've got lots of different places where my work is created and saved. Now this is my private file. There's lots of personal documents and work that I've created here for schools and for my own personal use. I can also organize a school file. Now you can do that with Prowise, and you can contact us on Facebook and we can direct you there. But I'm going to bring your attention today to community. Now if you go into the community drive, you've got lots of different options on accessing lots of teacher-made resources. Now here at Electroboard, us teachers create lots of different resources. We upload them on here all the time. I might just open up a history resource that I'd made a little while ago. I quite like this one because I'm big on Aboriginal education. Maybe not that one, bit difficult to open. Again, I'll just go to the file. I'll go to open and choose my resource again. Might just choose another resource. Having a bit of issue downloading that one. Open. I might go into literacy and find some resources here. Now the resources here, I've not seen all of these, but they're created by teachers like us that have created lots of wonderful opportunities for us as teachers to use in the classroom. Now I'm just going to open up this one here, which my colleague Alana has created. It's on a sight word activity piece of work. I think I'm having a few issues with my Wi-Fi. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. And this is something I might just share with you. Now, I make this mistake all the time. If you see, I've opened up 2 files at the top and I can only have one open at a time. So I'll just simply close that one, and that's my mistake. And see, we're always learning. Back over to open, but I will open that literacy resource. Just go through and find any resources that you're interested in. You can simply download them for yourself, but this literacy resource is awesome. So I'll just simply go over to open this sight word activity file. Now, depending on the stage that you're creating, now look, this obviously is possibly early stage 1 to a stage 2 resource, or any of your kids that are working at that level. Download the resource, edit the resource, and then keep it in your own personal file. You don't need to recreate the wheel. It's already been created here for you, which is absolutely awesome. And teachers are saving things all the time. I only uploaded a resource last week and we're in the middle of creating lots more resources. So have a look at it and download what you like. So you'll just see here on the top right at the notification center, it's just downloading it for us. My apologies, we're having a few issues with our Wi-Fi today. Okay, we're nearly there. Okay, so you'll see it's come up. Sight word activities, we're at 90%. And And here we go. Assume you wanted to go over to any of these activities. You might want to make sure I'm in my hand tool. Just be mindful there. I could go to a search a word. So you simply go into here and you'd edit your words, and you can use this wonderful teaching resource that a teacher has created. You can go over to roll a word. Again, go and edit your words over here by going into your text tool and simply going over and editing your words. Back to the home tool. So assume you like this resource. Oops, back to the hand tool. Assume you like this resource. All you simply need to do is go to File and Save As. So by simply going to Save As, I'm going to choose to share it in my personal private file. Go to Place here and go into and give it a name. And I can simply save it. So now that resource personally becomes mine. I can't edit the one that's on the browser, but now I don't have to recreate the wheel, and what a wonderful resource that I've got there. So that just shows you how to use that option. I might just delete it now that I've got it completely saved for myself. So we can open a file, we can save a file there, we can export a file from here, and we can import. Now, importing is really important for all of us teachers that have used Smart Notebook in the past. Simply going into import, I can import any of these resources in the application to a current file, to a new file, or save it in my documents. And you'll see the Smart Notebook option is there, and you've also got lots of other file formats. Simply browse for your file. Once you find it, just import, and it will put it directly into the presentation software, which is wonderful. You've also got an option to share. If I wanted to share this document with any of the colleagues connected today, I simply press share, put in my email, my colleague's email address, and send it to them. Now the last one is collaboration. I can create a session here, I can click start collaboration, and I can have any colleagues join the session. I sent them an email address. Anyone can join the session and we can start a collaboration session together. Awesome with stage 2 and stage 3, or even with staff if you're doing a reflection session or evaluation. So this shows you your file option. Now move over to the next icon here, and we're nearly at the end to having a little bit of fun. If you go over to here, this is your media. Now there's so much media. The exciting thing about Prowise Presenter 10 over 9 is you've got so much more capabilities, and you've got some really exciting 3D models. Now go into the different strands of your 3D models, and they're all here. Simply click on whatever you're interested in inserting, and then you've got your 3D models just here. You can see I can move it around. I can go over to my edit tool. I can enlarge it so that the kids can have a really good view of it. We can move those 3D models around. We can do lots of different things with that. As I arrow down, you'll see I've got lots of different illustrations. Click on that and you've got some different illustrations within the application. Lots of class management tools that you might want to have a look at. Any children with special learning needs would be awesome. You've got board maker like images there to help children with getting organized with their daily planning. Just waiting for it to click on here. Sorry, I've frozen my computer. Oh, so I might just go back in there. So just moving forward, go into the picture planning cards. I think this is a great one for, any kids that have those special needs, putting in all the, the learning that we might do. For example, I might just bring your attention to the window at the top here. If I click leave window open, that will allow me to choose multiple images without it all closing. Assume we're going to do maths, and then the next session we might do some drawing. The next session we might have circle time. You'll see that I've inserted all those. I can tell because the window comes up here. But imagine having them up on the panel or your simple device itself, where the kids have a visual, and you've got them up at the beginning of the day and the kids are getting organized. The first thing we're doing is circle time, the second is maths, and the third we might be doing drawing. And when we're ready, we can simply go over and delete that learning, delete that learning, delete that learning. Just helps the kids get organized. So have a look in there. There's lots of support there for our kids in the classroom. You've got different sounds that you can insert, and that's also a wonderful one for the kids, showing emotions or anger, crying. Let's insert that one. Let's have a look at that. And having a play. And just like we were talking about before, we can delete by just going over to the select option here. We want to hear happy sounds right now. So you've got lots of different sounds, and you can import sounds in the presentation, lots of different backgrounds. And the tools are wonderful. Now they're all broken up into lots of key learning areas. I have a look here. I'm not too sure what stage you're actually teaching, but let's just simply go to a maths resource. There's so many wonderful resources here. Let's go to, might just have a look at some of my favorites. You've got some wonderful teaching resources here, and they're all interactive. The building blocks are a really great one. I really enjoy the scale. So we might just open up the scale just to give you a visual. So imagine this is open in front of the children, and the children are, putting on lots of different vegetables, and, they're measuring and they're comparing, and they're just doing lots of different learning. So you've got so many tools within the application you can use. And if you don't want it anymore, click on it and simply delete. And I access that just through here, through the tools. Now have a look, there are lots of different ones. I'm going to bring your attention to the class management here. Just waiting for it to roll. You've got your timers there that you can use with the children. You've got a wonderful birthday cake. The dice, you've got your interactive dice, which is great here. And you've also got lots of early stage one. You're an early stage one teacher. Oh, well, then you're going to love the dice. We might just open that. This is one of Alana's favorites, but I'll also model the birthday cake because the kids would love that. But there you've got your dice option. Just simply click on the dice. You can, choose blue and red and have 6 of them. A great one for chance and data. Click on the dice and then you've got your randoms. We still have our line in the back. I just delete that. I might just delete him. Back to the birthday cake. This is a wonderful one too. Imagine the kids walking in at the beginning of the school day. And we're going to put in, somebody's birthday today, and they are 5. And we're going to choose our lovely background and our lovely cake. Oops, our background and our cake. And we're going to press start. Okay, all right. And happy birthdays there. So that just shows you a few tools here. ProConnect is a wonderful tool we're going to use very soon. Now I encourage you to have a look at ProConnect in your own time as well, but I'm just going to model that. But just have a look at all of those different tools that you can use in the classroom. Just moving down, if you go over to images, you can search for any image here. You've got direct links to Google Image Library, going over to the internet, but also just clicking further down on Flickr the Commons, you'll see that I've also got some other places that I can access. Now, they're educational resources for us teachers to use, and they're direct links. Let's assume on the internet, I'm just going to look for a dog, and if I want an image without a background, I'm simply going to press PNG. Oops, not PNG, we'll just try it again. But it also did come up anyway. But just be mindful, just remember that if you want to search for an image without a background, just PNG. Now you'll see at the top here, I've left my window open. I'm leaving my window open so that I can select this puppy and this puppy and this puppy without it all opening and closing all the time. Now, if you don't have that window open, it'll open and close. So now you've got puppy 1, puppy 2, puppy 3, add your sounds, add your links, lots of different things, your building blocks, your pretty frames, and start playing with it there. Okay. Alrighty, and moving forward. So that just shows you your media library. Videos. The wonderful thing here as well is that you can have direct links to YouTube. No more inappropriate ads that come up. It's a complete direct link. So I've just simply searched for dog, and as soon as I search for it, I close this window, and we've got a wonderful video here. And a direct link. Just too cute. And the dog's saying, I love you. So just simply delete it if you don't want it there anymore. But that was just as simple as going into here. Now, I'm going to show you ProConnect, which is this image just here. And this is a wonderful tool within the application. But before I do that, can I bring your attention to the two little icons next to it? One's a redo and one's an undo. So now you've pretty much used all the tools within the application. You're aware of the mouse, which I'm just clicking on. You'll see the hand tool. We call that the use tool. The select tool just next to it. Your redo, undo. You now know how to access all the files. Moving to the right, all your media. But I'm going to now model ProConnect. Now I'm going to ask you in a moment to possibly use your mobile phone or your computer to do this. Now, I'm going to show you the features of ProConnect, but I might just model this page for you. Okay. Now you've got the ability to get the children with Prowise Presenter to vote, to share your screen, to get them to interact with tools, and use ProQuiz. Okay, now if you go to, and I understand you've got 5 minutes, and we've only got 2 minutes of this, so we'll show you something quickly, and then we'll send you off. Okay, so with Prowise Presenter, I'm going to take you back to the beginning here. We have Prowise Presenter 9 and Prowise Presenter 10. In the classroom at the moment, if we were using the ProConnect feature, Alana and I would be using Prowise Presenter 10. Because with Prowise Presenter 10, we can get the kids to vote, to share their screen, and to use lots of wonderful tools. Now, at the moment, Presenter 10 is on its way to being complete because it was developed from scratch. But we know that Presenter 9 has all those features now, so Alana and I simply use Presenter 9. Now, in a second, I'm going to push out an image for you, and I'll just simply start Presenter. Now, I'm just going to, if you have a look, this is Presenter 9. It looks very similar to Presenter 10. There's that edit toolbar, your file options here, your media is there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert 3 images. I'm just going to insert 3 dogs. I'm just going to get you to vote in a second and leave my window open. Let's try puppy 1, puppy 2, puppy 3, and you'll see that I am a little dog obsessed. Okay, here we go. We've got 3 puppies. We're going to give this one an A, we're going to give this one a B, and we're going to give this one a C. In a sec, I'm going to ask you to vote with me. But what I'm going to do is bring your attention to, and you'll see how quickly I've just created that lesson. I would like to just bring your attention to here. If you can go to ProConnect, either by searching for it on your mobile phone, or if you are able to access it on a computer, simply pressing ProConnect will bring you to this page. Now, if you're in the middle of a teaching session, you'd just simply ask the kids to go to ProConnect, either through the browser or installing the app on devices. Now, if you can do that, that would be wonderful, and just put your name in there. In a second, I'll give you a code. A code has not been generated yet, but please just send a note to Alana if there are any issues with doing that. So in the meantime, the teacher's created the lesson. She's just asked the kids to go to ProConnect. Now, hoping we're doing okay over there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, assuming my colleagues are all on ProConnect, or my children as well, it could be for the staff or the children, is I'm going to go over back to my lesson, and just on the bottom right here, I'm going to start a session. So I'll quickly press start, and you'll see a code's been generated. So now what I need you to do is to put in that code. Once you put in that code, you'll get a spinning symbol. It'll tell you that we're waiting for the activity to start. So if you put in the code for me, make sure you've got your name in there and just the code. So you've got 0308 4500, and simply press join. Now, clicking on the X or OK doesn't get rid of the session. It just allows me to close that window and go back into settings. So I'll go back over to here and I can look at my participants. We can see Belinda's connected. We can see Alana's connected. And we're just waiting to see if anyone else on the other side is going to connect. Okay, so just a reminder that all we needed to do was to go to the Prowise Presenter website.
I can't see the number anymore.
Oh, okay, we can put that up. All we needed to do, just a reminder, is go to the Prowise Presenter website, and just at the top right is go to Pro Connect. But I'll just bring that code up again. You can always do that by going back to here and clicking on the number. So 0308 4500. 0308 4500. Clicking here. Might go back and see what participants I have. Okay, wonderful. We've got 3 participants on at the moment. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to close that. Now I know who's connected, and I'm going to get you to vote. Now, obviously the learning I've created here is for the children to choose puppy A, B, or C. I'm going to go to the top where it says start voting. This learning is a multiple choice, and I'm going to get it to be an A, B, or C. Now you can adjust it depending on your session, but I'm going to push out ready. Now have a look at your devices, everyone. You've got an option to choose your favorite puppy, and it would be pretty hard. A, B, or C, just push it across to me. Now, as you vote, your answer will turn yellow, and I'll be able to have a look at the results. And we've all like puppy 3, but you can always go back and change your results. I've just chosen puppy B. Now okay, good. At least we've given all of them a chance. Now I'm just going to click that, and I'm going to press continue. Now I'm just going to create another wonderful option here. I'm going to just put a lovely yellow face here, and I'm going to do something else with Pro Connect really quickly, is I'm going to share my screen this time. The first time I voted, but this time I'm going to go to share screen. Now in a sec, I'm going to push share screen out. And now if everyone has a look on their panels, they've got an option to draw a lovely smiley face. Now that we've finished our session, if everyone can just put a lovely smiley face, hopefully that's how you're feeling, and press send after a long day at work. Now I'll be able to have a look over here, and I can see this is how Belinda feels, this is how Melody feels, and this is how Alana feels. So we've got 3 different images here of the children. I can click on Melody. Melody, I'm going to give you a live connection at the moment. Can I get you to keep drawing, because we can see your learning on the panel? And that's what's wonderful. The teacher can just choose a child to go live learning, and that we can see your learning come up. Now the last part of this, I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to just show you, the last thing is I'm going to push out a quiz to you. And it's only a 1-second quiz, but just so you can have a look at what the quiz option's like, because now you've had a look at every single resource within the application. Now, while you're connected on Pro Connect, you'll just have a few questions. Now, if you need support, please don't hesitate to email us, because we'll be able to support you and your school. And we can talk training sessions and help you and your colleagues transition over. But I'm about to start a session, and if you have a look at your device, just going to play the quiz with Pro Connect and send it out to all of us. Okay, now on the first page, it's just going to ask you to enter your session details. And this session detail is a simple, just let's put in webinar. So it's our Zoom webinar. Go to the next question on the bottom page. Just asks you a few other questions. If you can just put your responses in, and then we're pretty much done with the session. You've got a couple multiple choice. And then when you finish, just simply go to finish. We'll see that one person on the software has already finished theirs. Two people. Okay, awesome. And 3 people. Okay, so I can simply go over to the results here, look at all the answers, and I can save the results in my presentation. And I'm just going to my private file, and I'm just going to save them here. Oh, okay, and we're having some issues here, and I'm just going to save them. And I can, as you can see here, I can export them as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to say a lovely goodbye. So that's the Prowise Presenter application in a little nutshell. Now remember, contact us on ELB Education Australia if you need anything, and we're, as the education team, happy to help you moving forward. So we hope you've had a wonderful session. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate. And we hope you have a lovely afternoon. All right, thanks everybody. Bye. Any questions, Alana? We're good to go?
No.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And bye
Bye.
from Alana. Bye. Happy teaching and happy creating.